Hey, this is Stephen Galindo, and I got some sacred wisdom for you that I wanted to share. I pastor a little church called Alba Friends Church in Alba, Missouri, and this is a little thing that I noticed several years ago. I've been looking at the book of Revelation a lot, and what I wanted to share with you was something that I found pretty interesting. In Revelation chapter 1, it starts off with John, and it says in verse 10, it says, It was the Lord's day, and I was worshiping in the Spirit. And suddenly I heard behind me a loud voice like a trumpet blast, and Jesus starts talking to him and telling him what to write. But what always grabbed me was, he says in verse 10, It was the Lord's day, and I was worshiping in the Spirit. And then in chapters 2 and 3, Jesus dictates 7 letters for John to write and send to 7 different churches. And beginning in verse 4, it says, Then as I looked, I saw a door standing open in heaven, and the same voice I'd heard before spoke to me like a trumpet blast. The voice said, Come up here, and I will show you what must happen after this. And instantly, I was in the Spirit, and I saw a throne in heaven and someone sitting on it. And then he goes into detail describing what he sees in heaven. So in chapter 1, verse 10, he says, It was the Lord's day, and I was in the Spirit worshiping. And then in chapter 4, verse 1, he sees the door standing open in heaven. And verse 2 says, Instantly I was in the Spirit, and I saw a throne and one sitting on it. And here's what stood out to me is that on any Lord's day or any day of the week, you could be worshiping the Lord and you could be in the Spirit. But then I believe that there is a deeper call, a deeper revelation that opens up to people who really seek God. Because he said through Jeremiah, if you search for me, you'll find me if you seek me with all of your heart. I will be found by you. So it's a promise that if you seek after him, he will allow you to find him. He's not going to hide from you eternally. He wants you to find him as you seek for him. But in chapter 4, verse 2, he hears a voice, he looks and he sees a door, and he says, Instantly I was in the Spirit. And Spirit is capitalized. So what I see happening is John is representative of a church or a typical Christian. And here you have the Lord's day on earth, and you're worshiping, and everything's fine. But there's a deeper revelation to Jesus that he wants to bring you into. There's a door open for you that you can pass through and enter into his throne room and be in the Spirit with the Lord. Not just a human being on earth, a physical human being trying to reach out to God, but actually a spirit being communing with a spirit being, the Holy Spirit in you communing with Christ's Holy Spirit, in a bond that's tighter than anything that you've ever experienced. And I believe that there's revelation there in that place made available to you or anybody that presses in and seeks him with a whole heart. That's just a little bit of sacred wisdom that I wanted to share with you. I hope it gives you something to think about, maybe something to pray about, and I hope it blesses you. Thank you for listening. God bless you.